Hello everyone, welcome to today's presentation. I'm Neelam Mishra. Moving through lush green beautiful driveway brings back memories of my college days when my classmates and I visited Bhimtal in Uttarakhand for a nature camp. My bioscience teacher, a fine environmental educationist, revealed so much about the importance and uniqueness of wetland ecosystems intertwined with many civilizations and cultures. The learning became the foundation of my interest in environmental issues and inspired me to develop in-depth knowledge about ecological systems that play a vital role in the conservation of nature. Unfortunately, since prehistoric times, the relation between man and wetlands has been marked by conflict, responsible for today's sorry state of our wetlands. Intense anthropogenic pressure is diverting these landscapes to agriculture and habitation use worldwide. The extent of ecological changes in wetlands is continuing at an alarming rate, which may be due to either natural or anthropogenic factors or a combination of both. To mark the special occasion of World Wetlands Day, I have decided to present a video lecture on wetland ecosystem and Ramsar Convention that aims to create global awareness about the vital role of wetlands for humanity and our planet. The attitude towards wetland has rapidly changed in the past few decades, and now people have become more interested in protecting than they used to be. It is becoming clear that the future of humanity depends on wetlands because many of the key challenges of the future around the world related to water, food and climate can be solved through conserving and sustainably using wetlands. The outline of this video shows a list of frequently asked questions on wetlands that I am going to address in this presentation. What is a wetland? What are the types of wetland? Why are wetlands important? What is Ramsar Convention and its objective? And many more. Let's go and start with first question. Why do we celebrate World Wetlands Day and when do we celebrate it? As shown on the screen, World Wetland Day is celebrated annually on 2nd February to increase global awareness about the critical role of wetlands in Earth's environment. This day marks the date of the adoption of Ramsar Convention on Wetlands on 2nd February in the year 1971. World Wetland Day was celebrated for the first time in 1997 and has grown remarkably well since then. World Wetland Day is now an official United Nations observance following its adoption by a resolution in August 2021. The theme for this year's celebration is Wetlands, Action for People and Nature. It highlights the importance of actions that ensure that wetlands are properly conserved and sustainably used. It's an appeal to invest financial, human and political capital to save the world's wetlands from disappearing and to restore those we have degraded. Since the title of the convention includes the word wetlands, it is clearly important to know what exactly we mean by wetlands. Wetlands are among the most diverse, dynamic, complex and most productive ecosystems in the world that are found everywhere from tundra to tropics in every climatic zone. These ecosystems are considered as biological supermarket due to species richness and are nicknamed as kidneys of Earth because they regulate water and filter out waste from landscape actually. Wetland is a generic term that includes a wide variety of habitats of various types such as lakes, swamps, marshes, estuaries, etc. From ecological perspective, wetland is a place where water covers the land or is near the soil surface for varying periods of time during the year. Water is the primary factor that controls the environment and life forms in wetland ecosystems. In fact, there are many definitions in use for wetland. With no fixed definition, the Ramsar Convention takes a broad approach in determining the wetlands. Under Article 1.1 of Convention, wetlands are defined as areas of marsh, fen, peatland or water, natural or artificial, permanent or temporary, static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including areas of marine water, the depth of which at low tide should not exceed 6 meters. According to the convention, there are three essential characteristics that wetlands share: hydrology, hydrophytes, and hydric soils. Therefore, wetland may incorporate riparian and coastal zones adjacent to the wetlands and islands or bodies of marine water. Furthermore, there are human-made wetlands, namely fish ponds, paddy fields, dams, reservoirs, canals, wastewater treatment plants, etc. Coming to the general classification of wetlands, 5 major wetland types are recognized as explained in this slide. These are marine, estuarine, lacustrine, riverine, and palustrine. However, Ramsar classification based on habitat type includes 42 types of wetlands that are grouped into 3 broad categories: marine and coastal wetlands, inland wetlands, and human-made wetlands, as illustrated in this slide with examples. It is worth emphasizing here that lakes and rivers are covered in Ramsar classification of wetlands in entirety, regardless of their depths. This broad classification gives a wider scope and greater flexibility for ensuring compatible wetland conservation efforts. Now let's shift our focus on Ramsar Convention. What is it and what are its main objectives? The Convention on Wetlands is the only international legal treaty with a primary focus on wetlands, adopted on 2nd February 1971 in the Iranian city of Ramsar, popularly known as Ramsar Convention. The convention tracks global status and trends in wetlands, which help measure the progress in Sustainable Development Goal 6. Ramsar Convention came into force in 1975, and to date 171 countries have joined as contracting parties across the world. The contracting parties have 3 primary obligations called the Pillars of Ramsar Convention, as pointed out in this slide. The specific objective of the convention is the conservation and wise use of all wetlands through local, regional, and national actions and international cooperation as a contribution towards achieving sustainable development throughout the world. The wise use of wetlands is at the heart of the convention that provides a mechanism for ensuring that wetlands are incorporated into the global agenda for supporting initiatives relating to biodiversity, climate change, disaster risk reduction, and land degradation. It is important to highlight here that the flagship of the convention is the list of wetlands of international importance known as Ramsar Site. Under the Ramsar Convention, all wetlands are of value, but a wetland should be considered a Ramsar Site if it meets at least one of the 9 criteria as enumerated in this slide. More than 2,400 wetlands throughout the world have been designated for special protection as Ramsar Site. The world's first site was the Coburg Peninsula in Australia, designated in 1974. United Kingdom has the highest number of 175 Ramsar sites, whereas Bolivia has the largest area under Ramsar site. India joined the convention on February 1, 1982. India also has a diversity of wetlands ranging from floodplains of rivers to the high altitude wetlands of the Himalayas, lagoons and mangrove marshes on the coastline, and reefs in marine environment, and is now a land of 47 Ramsar sites. Approximately 4.63% of the geographical area of India comprises of wetlands. Land use change in India has resulted in wide-scale wetland loss or degradation owing to industrial development, population growth, agriculture, deforestation, alteration through drainage, and over-extraction of water for irrigation. As you can see the beautiful picture of Chilika Lake in Odisha, designated as the first Indian wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention, Sundarbans is the largest Ramsar site, while Renuka wetland of Himachal Pradesh is the smallest Ramsar site in India. National Wetland Atlas compiles the updated database and status of wetlands in India. Check out the full details on the designated Ramsar sites of India on my website. The link will be given at the end of the presentation. Another key concept of the convention is the ecological character of wetlands. In 2005, the convention redefined ecological character, which refers to the combination of ecosystem services, components and processes that characterize a wetland at a given point in time. Contracting parties are required to maintain the ecological character of all wetlands and not just those designated as Ramsar sites. The convention further requires contracting parties to report if the ecological character of a Ramsar site has changed, is changing, or is likely to change as a result of technological development, pollution, or any other human interference. So this sums up the highlights of Ramsar Convention, and this leads me to the next important question: why wetlands are so important and what is the need to conserve these natural water resources. In the context of climate change, increasing water demands, and increased risk of floods and droughts, healthy functioning wetlands are more critical than ever to achieve sustainable development. This slide shows the wetlands are important providers of ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are defined as direct or indirect benefits derived by humans from the functions of ecosystems, grouped into four major categories: provisioning, regulating, cultural, and supporting services. These ecosystem services and ecosystem components can only be maintained if the ecological processes of wetlands are allowed to continue functioning. Storage and sequestration of carbon by wetlands plays an important role in regulation of the global climate. Peatlands, vegetated coastal wetlands are some of the most carbon-dense ecosystems in the world. This blue carbon accumulates due to high primary production, sediment trapping, enabling carbon to accumulate over long time periods. However, climate mitigation benefits of carbon storage in freshwater wetlands are partially counteracted by the release of methane. Wetlands also help in erosion control and sediment transport, thereby contributing to land formation and increased resilience to natural hazards, and thereby serving as a natural sponge against flooding and drought. Wetlands play crucial roles in providing food and fresh water for domestic uses, irrigation, and industry. Wetlands are vital parts of hydrological cycles and help replenish groundwater aquifers. Plants from wetlands help absorb harmful chemicals as well as heavy metals and toxins from industry and hence purify and filter waste from water. Wetlands support the multitude of biota that helps sustain rice productivity through nutrient recycling and pest and disease regulation. Wetlands are the key habitat for migratory species. Almost all of world's waterbirds use wetlands as feeding and breeding grounds. This requires coordinated wetland conservation efforts among many nations. Both natural and modified wetlands offer recreational and tourism benefits too. Natural features of wetlands embody cultural and spiritual importance, for example, sacred lakes of Himalayas. Although there is a lot more to talk about the functions of wetlands, I have tried to cover a wide range of services and the multiple benefits of wetlands. I would like to end the presentation by putting up a valid question: what can we as individuals do to protect wetlands? Well, the answer may not be very simple. The significance of wetlands has long been embedded in our Indian culture. But we, the greedy human beings, have been exploiting our natural resources. Government initiatives, formal policies, and sincere actions will certainly help and protect wetlands better. Be watchful of the wetlands in your area and actively join wetland conservation activities to prevent environmental pollution. Report the activities that have a negative impact on the wetlands to the concerned authorities. In a nutshell, by conserving wetlands, we not only ensure that our surroundings are richer and more diverse, but also we secure the resources that will continue to provide improvements in the quality of human life. Lastly, I would like to thank for your attention and time. I would be very interested to hear your comments. Please feel free to write in the comment box. Stay connected for another useful video. Till then, take care and stay safe. Thank you.